So we're here with Maritime Reporter TV. I'm Joe Keefe. I'm the editor of MarineNews magazine and Maritime Logistics Professional magazine. We're at SMM 2016, and with us today from Iridium is William Kraus. He's the Global Maritime Group Director. William, how are you today?
I'm well. Thank you very much, Joe.
Thanks for coming. How's the show been so far?
The show's been fantastic for us. It's really turned out to be incredible. We've been coming to the show for many years. Been here every 2 years, and this one is possibly the best we've ever had.
Yeah, most people are saying the foot traffic is up, and they're having a pretty good show in terms of quality of meetings.
Absolutely, and it helps for us that for Iridium, we're also having some of the best times we've ever had in the maritime market.
Okay, so let's launch right into that. Why don't we start by you bringing us up to speed on what's happening with Iridium NEXT? I know that's big.
It is big, and it's it's clearly the biggest thing that we're doing this year and next year, and it's reflective of the fact it's an incredibly exciting time to be at Iridium right now. We've just come off of one of our highest performing quarters on our maritime equipment, including our current marquee product, which is Iridium Pilot. We turned in a 9% growth on that product at a time when the rest of the market is flat, which was a total of 2,200 activations over the last 12 months. And that's segueing quite nicely into our next generation system, Iridium NEXT, which is coming online this year and next year, and is going to promise even more performance, higher speeds, and still with the same level of value that Iridium Pilot has been able to do.
Very good. So Iridium's maritime initiatives, and in particular the company's efforts to increase market share, include new competitive products for the maritime markets. Give me a few of these garden variety products.
Sure. Well, starting at the top end, as we have, as I mentioned, the product, our Iridium Pilot. And this is a broadband solution that's on vessels with speeds up to 132 kilobits per second. It's very flexible, and it's been very well accepted in the market. One of the hallmarks of Iridium is that it has global coverage, and we therefore cover all the shipping lanes, all the fishing areas, research vessels, and we end up being on all sorts of vessels, from the largest oil tankers down to the smallest, I wouldn't say dinghies, but certainly on sailboats and recreational vessels as well. Then we also have some more niche products, and one of the most exciting areas is we have short burst data products, which are used widely on maritime buoys. They're used on vessels. They really help connect the world's seas to Iridium.
Yeah, and speaking of global coverage, you've always been the leader in polar region coverage. If anybody wants to operate in those markets today, they operate with Iridium because you're the ones with the coverage up there. But now, at this point, you're boasting with the new satellite launches and the new system a much better ability to handle still larger data transfers. How much do you think this is going to be a pusher for your product?
Yeah, that's spot on, Joe. Thanks for asking it. Because this has been a big differentiator for us. As I mentioned a minute ago, we're the only network with full coverage. And now what we're bringing in with NEXT are a couple of incredibly key points. First of all, it's completely backwards compatible. All the equipment that we have today rolls right onto the new network. And that new network has higher capacity, higher speed, higher performance. So we're taking everything that we've learned worldwide and taken globally and now moved it onto a new platform, or we're moving it onto a new platform, which will be reliable, it'll be consistent, and most importantly, backwards compatible. This is enterprise-grade equipment, and this is the level of service that we're going to now offer uniform connectivity around the planet, North Pole, South Pole, and everywhere in between.
Very good. So let's talk a little bit about Iridium short burst data transfers. I know the Canadian Coast Guard uses them up in those regions they're charting new waters, and they're doing it on a very cost-effective basis. Tell me a little bit more about the low pricing that you can bring to that and how that technology works, how it's brought the cost of transmitting data for remote monitoring and other applications down for any operator.
Right. No, that's an excellent question. So Iridium does operate a short burst data platform. We have very small form factor equipment. It's built into an incredible array of devices. In fact, we ourselves are oftentimes impressed and surprised and even amazed at the creative applications which come up. As you mentioned, it's used by Coast Guards worldwide. It's also used in the fishing market. It's used in the workboat market. It's used in a lot of safety markets. So these short burst data devices are everywhere, from man overboard equipment to full vessels that use it for the connected ship and the Internet of Things. It's quite impressive suite of products.
Exciting times at Iridium. What did I miss here that you want to talk about that you'd like to get out there?
I think the main thing is returning to Iridium Service for a minute. We're launching the product. It's going to be built by world-class manufacturers. We have a couple major value-added manufacturers on board, including Cobham and Thales. These guys are not new to the industry. They're the names. Thales is actually coming in a bit of a new capacity, but they have world-class manufacturing and a deep engineering bench. Obviously, Cobham's household name in the industry, and this is going to put us. It's a true game changer for us, because when you join that with our network and all the native capabilities that you get in a low Earth orbit satellite network, the reliability of L-band, which is unaffected by weather. And of course the cross links that define Iridium and allow for the instant connectivity around the world. We bring all that together, and it is going to put out one of the most advanced and reliable and consistent networks worldwide. So that's the main point I want to make. The other was just slightly from the beginning, because I'm inside the Maritime Group, as I mentioned. I'm a director in the Maritime Group.
Yes, sir.
And we've recently reorganized, and my boss, who's Wouter de Knapper, I think you know, who's our VP and GM of that group, is an industry veteran, as is everyone in the group. And so we're really looking forward to bringing Iridium NEXT and Iridium Service to market.
Thank you very much for coming. Exciting times for Iridium, and I know it's a busy show for you. Thanks for taking time out and seeing us today.
I enjoyed it a lot.